Act 3 of Athaliah by Jean Racine, translated by Robert Bruce Boswell. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 3, Scene 1, Matin, Nabal, the chorus.
Go, damsels, let Jehosheba be told that Matin would in private speak with her.
Matin, may God in heaven confound his plots.
They all disperse in flight without reply.
Let us draw near.
Scene 2, Zachariah, Matin, Nabal.
Rash man, where wouldst thou go? Beware thou do not step beyond this spot. There is a dwelling sacred to the priests. Our laws forbid all common entrance here. Whom seekest thou? This solemn day my sire shuns contact with impure idolatry. And prostrate now before Jehovah's shrine, my mother will not have her prayer disturbed.
My son, be not distressed, we will wait here. To your illustrious mother I would speak. I come charged with a message from the Queen.
Scene 3, Matin, Nabal.
The very children ape their insolence. But what means Athaliah now to do? Whence springs this indecision in her plans? This morn, rebuffed by that presumptuous priest, when dreams had warned of danger from a child, her mind was to destroy Jehoiada, and in this temple Baal's altar place, with thee to serve him. In thy joy I shared, hoping to gain my part in the rich spoil. What made her change her fickle purpose thus?
She has not been herself these 2 days past. No more is she the bold, clear-sighted queen, with spirit raised above her timid sex, whose rapid action overwhelmed her foes, who knew the value of an instant lost. Fear and remorse disturb that lofty soul. She wavers, falters, all the woman now. Not long ago I filled with bitter wrath her heart, already moved by threats from heaven, and she, entrusting vengeance to my care, bade me assemble all her guard in haste. But whether that young child before her brought, a poor unhappy foundling, as they say, assuaged the terror that her dream had caused, or seeing in the boy some secret charm, I find her shaken in her dire resolve, postponing vengeance to some future day, and fatal strife in all her counsels reigns. I have inquired, said I, about that child, and hear strange boasts of royal ancestry, how to the malcontents from time to time the high priest shows him, bids the Jews expect in him a second Moses, and supports his speech with lying oracles. These words made her brow flush. Swiftly the falsehood worked. "Is it for me," she said, "to pine in doubt? Let us be rid of this perplexity. Convey my sentence to Jehosheba. Soon shall the fire be kindled, and the sword deal slaughter. Soon their temple shall be razed, unless as hostage for their loyalty they yield this child to me."
For one unknown, whom chance, may be, has thrown into their arms, will they behold their temple buried low?
Ah, but no mortals have such pride as they. Rather than to my hands resign a child whom to his God Jehoiada has vowed he will endure to die the worst of deaths. Besides, they manifestly love this child. And, if I construe right the queen's account, Jehoiada knows more than he will say touching his birth. Refusal I foresee, in any case, with fatal consequence. The rest be my concern. With fire and sword to wipe this odious temple from my eyes is my last hope.
What prompts so fierce a hate? Is it consuming zeal for Baal's cause? Myself, a child of Ishmael, as thou knowest, I worship neither thine nor Israel's God.
Dost think, my friend, that any senseless zeal for a dumb idol could my judgment blind? A perishable log that worms destroy, in spite of all my efforts day by day? From birth devoted to the God who here is worshipped, Matan still might be his priest. If but the love of grandeur, thirst for power, could be consistent with his stringent yoke. Nabal, I hardly need to thee recall the quarrel 'tween Jehoiada and me, when against him I dared the censor claim. They made some stir, my struggle, tears, despair. Vanquished, I entered on a new career, and bound me soul and body to the court. By slow degrees I gained the ear of kings, and soon my voice was deemed oracular. Their hearts I studied, flattered each caprice, and sprinkled flowers for them on danger's brink. Nothing to me was sacred that they craved. Measure and weight I altered as they willed. As often as Jehoiada's blunt speech boldly offended their fastidious ears, so often I had power and skill to charm, concealing from their eyes unpleasant truths, gilding their savage passion with fair tints, and lavish more than all of human blood. At length was raised by Athaliah's hands a temple to the God she introduced. Jerusalem with tears the outrage saw. The sons of Levi, stricken with alarm, appealed to heaven with indignant cries. I only, leading cowards in my train, deserter from their law, that act approved, and Baal's priesthood thereby merited. Thus made my rival's formidable foe. I donned the mitre, marched along his peer. Still, I confess, e'en at my glory's height, harassed by memories of the God I left, some fear remained to discompose my soul. And this it is that fans and feeds my rage. Happy if, wreaking vengeance on his shrine, I may reduce his wrath to impotence, and amidst ruin, desolation, death, lose my remorse in plenitude of crime. Here comes Jehoshaphat.
Scene 4. Jehoshaphat, Matan, Nabal.
Sent by the queen to bring back peace and hatred drive away, be not surprised that I should thee accost, princess, whose gentle spirit comes from heaven. A rumor, which of falsehood I suspect, supports the warning that a dream had given, accusing the high priest of dangerous plots, and raising in the queen a storm of ire. I wish not here to vaunt my services, knowing Jehoiada to me unjust, but good for evil is a due return. In short, I come commissioned to speak peace. Live, keep your feasts without a shade of fear. For your obedience she but asks a pledge. My efforts to dissuade her have been vain. This orphan, whom she says that she has seen?
Eliakim?
Whereat I feel some shame on her account, making an idle dream of too much moment. But unless ye give this child to me forthwith, her mortal foes ye prove yourselves. Your answer she awaits, impatient.
These, then, are her words of peace?
And can ye for one moment hesitate, by slight concessions such a boon to gain?
Strange would it be if Matan, free of guile, could trample down the injustice of his heart, and, after being of all ill contriver, could be the author of some shade of good.
What is your grievance? Has the queen, in rage, sent to tear Zachariah from your arms? He is your son, the other, why so dear? This fondness, in my turn, surprises me. What treasure find ye there of priceless worth? Has heaven in him sent a deliverer? Bethink you, your refusal may confirm a secret rumor that begins to grow.
What rumor?
That illustrious is his birth, and that thy husband hatches some grand part for him to play.
And Matan, by this tale that soothes his rage?
Princess, it is for thee to disabuse my mind. I know thou wouldst, as falsehood's ruthless foe, resign thy life sooner than sully thy sincerity by the least word that is opposed to truth. Hast thou no clue, then, to this mystery? Is his birth buried in the deepest night? Knowest thou not thyself from whom he sprang, whose hands they were that gave him to thy spouse? I pause for answer, ready to believe thee. Give glory, princess, to the God thou servest.
Base man, it suits thee well to dare to name a God whom thou hast taught men to blaspheme. Can such a wretch as thou invoke his truth, thou on the seat of foul corruption throned, where falsehood reigns and spreads its poison round, whose lip with treachery and imposture teems?
Scene 5. Jehoiada, Jehosheba, Matin, Nabal.
Where am I? Is this Baal's priest I see? Does David's daughter with a traitor talk, and turn a listening ear? Dost thou not fear that 'neath his feet should gape a gulf profound, and flames forth issuing straight scorch and consume thee? Or these walls crush thee, falling upon him? What would he? Why this bold effrontery? Why comes God's foe to taint this holy air?
To rail is but to be Jehoiada. Yet might he well, in reverence for the queen, show greater prudence, and forbear to insult the chosen envoy of her high command.
With what ill-omened tidings art thou charged? What dreadful mission brings such messenger?
Jehosheba has heard the royal will.
Then get thee from my presence, impious wretch. Go and fill up the measure of thy crimes. Soon will God make thee join the perjured crew of Dathan, Doeg, and Ahitophel, the dogs he fed with fallen Jezebel, waiting to glut their fury upon thee, besiege thy door, all howling for their prey.
Matin in confusion.
Ere the day close, which of us is it to be? 'Twill soon be seen. But Nabal, let us go.
Where dost thou stray? Is then thy sense distraught? There lies thy way.
Scene 6. Jehoiada, Jehosheba.
The storm's about to burst. The angry queen demands Eliakim. Already they begin to penetrate the mystery of his birth and thy designs. Matan could all but tell his father's name.
Who to the traitor can have given a clue? Thine agitation may have told too much.
I have done all I could to master it. And yet, believe me, danger presses close. Let us reserve this child for happier times, while still our wicked foes deliberate, ere they come round to tear him from our arms. Let me, my lord, hide him a second time. The gates stand open, and the way is free. To wildest deserts must I carry him? Ready am I. I know the secret path, by which, without a chance of being seen, crossing the Kedron's torrent with the lad, the wilderness I'll gain, where wept of old David, in flight from his rebellious son, and seeking safety from pursuit like us. I shall fear less for him lions and bears, but why reject Jehu's good offices? Is not the counsel sound that I unfold? Let us in Jehu's charge this treasure place, and one may reach his realm this very day. The way that leads to him is short, nor starts the heart of Jehu from compassion's touch. The name of David he in honor holds. Ah, lives there a king so cruel and so hard, unless his mother were a Jezebel? Who would not pity such a suppliant's cry? Must not all monarchs make this cause their own?
What timid counsels, and how boldly urged! Canst thou then place thy hopes in Jehu's aid?
Does God forbid all forethought and all care? Condemns he not too blind a confidence? Making mankind fulfill his holy ends, is it not God himself arms Jehu's hands?
Jehu, whom God in his deep wisdom chose, Jehu, on whom I see thy hopes are based, ungratefully forgets his benefits. Ahab's fierce daughter he has left in peace, and follows the vile steps of Israel's kings, keeps up the shrines of Egypt's bestial god, and on high places rashly dares to burn an incense that the Lord our God abhors. Jehu too surely lacks the upright heart and clean hands needed to promote his cause. No, we must cling to God and him alone. We must not hide, but plainly show the boy, with royal diadem around his brow. I ne'en intend to advance the appointed hour, ere Matan can mature his counterplot.
Scene 7. Jehoiada, Jehosheba, Azariah, followed by the chorus and a number of Levites.
Well, Azariah, is the temple closed?
I have seen all the gates securely barred.
Remain there none but thou and thine allies?
Twice have I gone all round the sacred courts. All have fled hence, nor think they of return. Scattered by panic like a flock of sheep, the holy tribe are left sole worshippers. Never, since they escaped from Pharaoh's power, has such dismay as this the people seized.
Faint-hearted people born for slavery, bold only against God. Let us pursue the work we have in hand. But who still keeps these children in our midst?
Could we, my lord, sever ourselves from you, no strangers we here in God's house, where ranged beside thee stand, our fathers and our brothers.
If to avenge the shame of Israel we lack Jael's power, who pierced the temples of God's impious foe, we may at least for him our lives lay down. When for his threatened shrine your arm shall fight, at least our tears may to his throne appeal.
Lo, what avengers of thy holy cause, O wisdom infinite, these priests and babes! But, thou supporting, who can make them fall? Thou canst at will recall us from our graves, canst wound and heal, canst kill and make alive. They put no trust in merits of their own, but in thy name, for them so often invoked, thy promise to the holiest of their kings, this temple where thou dost vouchsafe to dwell, destined to last long as the sun in heaven. Why throbs my heart with holy ecstasy? Is it God's Spirit thus takes hold of me, glows in my breast, speaks and unseals mine eyes? Before me spread dim, distant ages rise. Ye Levites, let your melodies conspire to fan the flame of inspiration's fire.
The chorus, singing to the accompaniment of musical instruments.
Lord, be thy voice to our dull ears conveyed, thy holy message to our hearts be borne, as to the tender blade comes in the spring the freshness of the morn.
Ye heavens, hear my voice. Thou earth, give ear, that the Lord sleeps no more, let Israel fear. The Lord awakes. Ye sinners, disappear.
The music begins again, and Jehoiada immediately resumes.
How has pure gold changed into worthless lead? What pontiff's blood is at the altar shed? Weep, Salem, faithless city, weep in vain. Thy murderous hands hath God's own prophet slain. Therefore his love for thee hath banished been. Thine incense is to him a smoke unclean. O whither are these tender captives led? The Lord, the Queen of cities, has discrowned, cast off her kings, her priests in fetters bound. Within her streets no festal throngs are found. The temple falls, high leap the flames with cedar fed. Jerusalem, sad spectacle of woe, how in one day thy beauty disappears! Would that mine eyes might be a fount of tears, to weep thine overthrow.
Oh, holy shrine!
O David!
Lord, restore favor to thine own Zion as of yore.
The music begins again, and Jehoiada a moment afterwards breaks in upon it.
What new Jerusalem is this draws nigh, with beams of light that from the desert shine? She bears upon her brow a mark divine. Ye peoples, raise your joyous song on high. Zion is born anew, far fairer to the eye. From every side a gathering crowd I view. children that thine own bosom never knew. Jerusalem, arise, lift up thine head. Thy glory fills with wonder all these kings, each monarch of the earth his homage brings. Her mightiest kiss the dust where thou dost tread, all press to hail the light around thee shed. Blessed be he whose soul with ardour glows, to see fair Zion rise. Drop down your dews, ye skies, and let the earth her Saviour now disclose.
Ah, whence may we expect a gift so rare, if those from who that Saviour is to spring?
Prepare, Jehoshaphat, the royal crown, which David wore upon his sacred brow.
To the Levites.
And ye, to arm yourselves, come follow me, where I kept hidden far from eyes profane that dread array of lances and of swords, which once were drenched with proud Philistia's blood, and conquering David, full of years and fame, devoted to the Lord who sheltered him. Can we employ them for a nobler use? Come, and I will myself distribute them.
Scene 8. Salome, the chorus.
What fearful scenes, my sisters, must we see! These arms, great God, strange sacrifice portend. What incense, what first fruits do they intend to offer on thine altar unto thee?
What sight is this to meet our timid eyes? Who would have thought that we should e'er behold forests of spears arise, and swords flash forth where peace has dwelt from days of old?
How comes it that, when danger is at hand, our city shows such dull indifference? How comes it, sisters, that for our defence e'en valiant Abner leads no succouring hand?
Ah, in a court that owns no other laws than force and violence, who would embrace the inauspicious cause of youthful innocence? Baseness and blind submission there provide high honours that to virtue are denied.
When danger and disorder grimly frown, for whom thus bring they forth the consecrated crown?
The Lord hath deigned to speak, but vainly do we seek his prophet's utterance to comprehend. Arms he destructions upon us to wreak, or arms he to defend?
Promise and threat, what may this mystery be? What evil and what good in turn foretold? How with such anger can such love agree? Who shall the clue unfold? Zion shall perish in devouring flame, and all her beauty shall be overthrown.
Zion's defense is in Jehovah's name, his deathless word her sure foundation stone.
I see her glory sink before mine eyes.
Oh, the spreading radiance of her light I see.
Plunged in the deepest gulf of misery,
Zion uplifts her forehead to the skies.
what ruin!
Endless life to her belongs.
What cries of pain!
Hark to victorious songs.
Cease these perplexing thoughts to trace. God will the mystery solve, we know not how.
Before his wrath in reverence let us bow, and let our hopes his love embrace.
The heart whose love is thine, my God, who can disturb its peace? Thy will supreme its guiding star doth shine, with beams that never cease. What happiness in earth or heaven can be, like peace that keeps in sweet tranquillity the heart that loveth thee?
End of Act 3.